So it's Sunday. We might have time to finish one more job for the week 4 cargo challenge. We're rested, so we're gonna just, start it up, go get the trailer, load it up, and begin the delivery. Didn't get much time to play this weekend.
Turn right.
I got as close as to put my hand on the gaming chair, and then something else needed my attention.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
It was a good Saturday though. Just packed with chores.
Exit now.
So I had this whole plan for the logging missions, but we just ran out of time, so hopefully I'll be able to finish the last one. But I can't make any promises, so I might have to ditch it just and go. But I'll finish it in a second part if it comes to that. So we just got back from the gaming convention, and it was nice. It was packed with nerds, as it should be. There was a lot of like old. So it wasn't a convention in the nothing like Comic-Con or anything like that. It was mostly
Take the third
booths with people selling their retro toys and games and whatnot. There was a lot of Pokemon stuff.
exit now.
So kids were like endlessly, sifting through these card holders and literal bucket loads of cards. Oh, they were happy. They found a couple ones that they liked. I met a couple of old friends. That was fun. Haven't seen them in a long time. So yeah, overall a good day. This is another city called something with Pils. I forgot to look it up.
At the roundabout, take
Probably
the
just
first
means city. Or beer.
exit now. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now. Caution. Please mind the speed limit. Go straight on. Caution. Please watch the speed limit.
Yeah, this gaming convention, there was like, well, it's retro gaming, but it wasn't really retro for me. I have one friend who sells his whole hobby is to collect. He's just about as old as I am, so 40-ish, and he collects toys that were on the shelves when we were kids. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun to see. He's got quite the he's got quite the empire going. So he was there. He had a booth there selling stuff. It was great to see him. But there's a lot of Godzilla toys, bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that kind of stuff. And then there was whole bunch of like video games that were like Nintendo DS and that kind of era, and that is I don't know. I wasn't really. I've never played those. So when I started playing video games, it was NES, so the first, Nintendo Entertainment System, and then the Super Nintendo. And then I kind of stepped away from the whole console scene because I started playing, on the PC
Keep left.
instead.
And then turn left.
So it wasn't until I didn't pick up console gaming until Xbox 360. So I was exclusively playing PC from Super Nintendo, and then everything is just, for me, it's just a big gap. Like everything after that, I've seen a bunch of these, like, they have the controllers of all the the controllers of all the consoles lined up, and you can kind of pick where you started. And there are there's one or two before my time, or whatever you want to call it, like the Atari. I'm too young for that, so that wasn't ever my thing. I mean, I played on one with older friends when I was a kid or something, but it is not a part of my canon, so to speak.
To turn right.
And there was none of that at this convention. I would call it a convention, really. It's kind of the wrong term. I don't know what would be the right term, but yeah, it was just guys, just people selling, retro games and trinkets to go along with it, like a lot of pins and stickers and kind of stuff like that. And that's great. I love that kind of stuff too, especially pins. I don't know. I guess I'm like a crow,
Get ready.
If it's shiny, I'm like, oh. Okay, so we're back at the lumberyard where we left the trailer off. It is 5:16 in the morning, and we're not going to try to make this turn again because that didn't end up very well. We're going here to go pick up our trailer and then load it up with the cargo. The trailer should be parked right where the cargo pickup is. Should be just a matter of reversing it. Oh, never mind. Reversing it up to the trailer, and then hook up the trailer and load the cargo in one, smooth action.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
I don't know how long this is going to take, the delivery. I mean, I think it was a little bit over 1,000 kilometers, so it should be maybe an hour's drive. I'm not really sure how long it usually takes, but we'll see. Also, last couple of videos had a little weird audio. I gotta apologize for that, but I am learning as I am doing. I heard there was this crackling sound. It was a little frustrating. I think I got rid of it, and I think my microphone volume is a little bit better. Ah, look, here it is. Beautiful log trailer. Didn't get to use it much this week. There is always next week, but next week is not logs. Next week is something else. Oh, here we go. Oh, gotta lower it. I can creep under. Don't want damage. And connect. Gonna put the suspension down. Well, cargo pickup wasn't here. Let's take a look on the map where it is. So cargo pickup is here. So we're going to move northeastish. Can bring the suspensions up on both the truck and trailer. Yeah, as far as Pokemon is concerned, I have never been into that either, so it's a brand new territory for me. My wife, she's kind of getting into it with the kids, but I'm struggling, man. It is not my thing.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
But it's good to see the kids have fun with it. Like I could see their, their little fingers looking for their. They kind of know, they're not, they know a couple cards that they want for, completely arbitrary reasons for me at least. For them, it's like, the cards that either is a Pokemon that they like, or if it's if it's shiny enough. They don't really, I mean, they're a little too young to play the game, so they mostly just collect the cards. I dig that too. So they're sifting through these boxes full of cards, and then shiny one pops up, and they're like, oh. And it's like on the convention, there's cards from, 200 euros to 1 cent. And then, gotta turn off the hazards. So yeah, but they found a couple cards that they were happy about, so everyone's happy.
Get ready to turn left.
All right, we're going to Rezekne. Did I run a red light? No. Almost. What was I talking about? Oh, console gaming. So I played PC from an early age, before the internet. And then I had this NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, with like 3 games, I think. So after that, it was all PC, and I didn't really like console gaming. It wasn't really up to me for the first, 18 years of my life or whatever. Played with what I have. what I had, and I had a PC, so it was that. I remember copying games on like these cassettes, and one game was on like 20
Go straight on.
floppy disks. Oh, I'm
Caution.
speeding.
Please mind the speed.
Yeah. So I remember I had this older friend, and he was like, you know, he was one of those guys who just made stuff happen. I heard he got, like, I lost contact with him when I was, you know, 10 years old or whatever. But I heard that he kept being the guy who could make stuff happen, so he went to jail for whatever reasons. I think he made drugs happen. I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, I had a blast with him because, you know, he had like, you know, knives and just everything you can imagine. But yeah, so he hooked me up with a couple games, and then that was it, like, for the longest time. And then I got back into consoles when the Xbox 360 was released, because then it kind of caught up with PC gaming, and I was falling out of PC gaming and didn't want to upgrade my PC, so I just let it go. Started playing the Xbox 360, and I played a lot of Xbox 360. That was like my like back in the day when we were gonna play. What is this? What are they doing? BBC World. Not cool. So when you were playing PC when you were in the 90s, early 90s, it was literal LAN party where you have to carry your whole PC, the
Caution. Please watch
case, the screen, to keep everything. Just carry it to your friend, just hook it up. That was great, but you didn't do that every day. And then the Xbox 360 came along, and it was just a whole new world for me, at least. But I never really, I mean, I was always bothered a little bit with console gaming because the PC let you do so much more. Like, there's so much better controls, better peripherals. You can mod the games.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
So I've always kind of felt more like a PC player than a console player, even though I may have, you know, spent more time. Well, no, but I spent from the Xbox 360's lifetime, and I spent a lot more, you know, time on that one than I did the PC. But then I got back into PC gaming, and then I haven't looked at a console since.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit. At the roundabout, take the second exit. Exit now.
So the developers of the game, SCS Software, they have this blog. It's kind of old school format, but I really like it. Oh, sorry, cops. But I like the format of a blog. Anyway, they have this upcoming map expansion, which is Northern Scandinavia. And we have Northern Scandinavia now with the mod. I told you earlier that I play with called Pro Mods, but
At the roundabout,
mod doesn't come
In
close
first
to
haste.
the detail that the developers themselves have
Exit
been putting
now.
out, like with the last couple DLC, so it's going to be great. I don't know when it's going to be released, but for me, it's going to be a huge deal. Um, the last DLC they made was Greece, and I'm thinking
Go straight on.
after this week, I'm going to look up what the cargo type is. Oh no, hold on. I think I remember. It's wooden beams.
Get ready to
And we're going to
turn
do
right.
that on a flatbed. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because I think we're going to try to make it
Turn
down to
right,
Greece, so
and then
kind of
turn right.
drive around there some to get to see it because it is really well made. Like properly well made.
Turn right.
Okay, this is the place that we're going to pick up the cargo.
It was a nice ride.
Yeah, it was. It's a good looking trailer over there. Pickup is... oh, it's here. That shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to be right on the money. Okay, good. Let's load it up. "51 minutes of
Drive
real
safe.
world time. This is going to be fine." It is 16 hours and 1 minute of game time, so we're going to need to do one rest. We got fuel for 1,552 kilometers, and we're going to go 990 kilometers, so we don't need to refuel. But yeah, let's look up that rest before we go. Should rest about halfway. Let's take a look. Go in here to Poznan. Let's rest. Let's rest here in Mragowo. Mragowo. Okay, let's rest before Mragowo then. In 9 hours and 22 minutes. Ah, no, that's way too close. We'll rest here. 7 hours and 30 minutes. So we got plenty of margin.
Okay.
No need to
Here we
rush.
go.
No need to worry. Just the way I like it. And we're taking this to Tartak, the lumber yard. So my wife listened in and she said that it's not enough truck talk, it's mostly me talk. So I gotta tell you some truck info. Otherwise she'll stop listening. So as you can see, like,
Turn left.
let me stop here. You see me turning the wheel like this, and when I do that, I turn the wheel in real life. And as you can tell, you can turn it a lot more. Many more rotations that you can of a a normal car. A normal car, you can go like from center. You can go normally, and it differs a little bit from car to car, of course, and brands and stuff like that. But normally, you can go from the center. You can go one full rotation to either side, and then like maybe 120 degrees, like one full rotation and then a little bit more. On a truck you can go like, as you could tell, there's multiple more, and it differs from like with cars, it differs. And on the steering wheel that I have here on my desk, I can I can tell it how many rotations I want it to be able to do, for instance, because it's originally designed as a like a race car game steering wheel, except that I'm using it for trucking. So I have this huge truck wheel. You can detach the wheel and attach different kinds of wheels. So if you really want to be fancy, you can get a, I don't know, Porsche replica racing wheel if that's what you're racing in your game or whatever. So you can switch them out and, customize them to your, to your liking. So when it comes to rotation, for instance, let's take the Lamborghini Huracan, which is a GT3, I think, race car. It has, if I'm not misremembering, it has 620 degrees of rotation in total. So 310 degrees to either side from center. That's, not a lot, because obviously in a race car you don't want to make, large hand movements to steer the car max left to max right. And obviously it is going very fast, so you're normally not gonna need to turn super tight. But obviously with a truck you have to turn super tight, and that's where the ability to set the rotation to your liking comes in. I think like American trucks have like 1,800 degrees of rotation. And there's this half-truth going around online that trucks can rotate 1,800 degrees. And I was like, I don't know, because cars are different and trucks are probably different. European trucks, I assume, are going to be different from European trucks. So I figured I'm gonna find out exactly how many degrees you can rotate a wheel. It can't be that hard, or so I thought. And it turns out it is like almost secret level of information to find out. I contacted Scania about it. Gonna lower the front suspension here. But I never got a reply, so I assumed that they just like, don't feel like they want to answer it.
Take the first exit.
And then, so I joined a Facebook group for Scania NG, which is the truck model I'm driving here.
Exit now.
Real world users. And it's, you know, it's like any car owners club Facebook group. So they're like, where's the fuse for the front lights? You know, does anyone know how to, you know, connect LEDs to this and that? Or what does this symbol on my dashboard mean? And just regular, it's like any car. And at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna ask them, which I did. So I didn't think my question through though, because I asked, I formulated my question wrong the first time. I asked, can you rotate the steering wheel of the Scania NG 1800 degrees in total? And to be honest, I don't think any of them know, and they couldn't be bothered to count. I know I wouldn't. Like if someone was in my, you know, was in a Facebook group that was related to me, I don't know. I like how many turns can you, how many degrees can you rotate the wheel? And I don't know. So the answer I got was, why don't you go out and check for yourself? You know, because they assume that I am, of course, also a Scania NG driver. So that didn't work. But then I reformulated my question, and I asked them, if any one of them could please kindly upload a video
Please watch the speed.
where they rotate their steering wheel from max one side to max the other side. And you gotta give them credit though, because like I've asked them a couple different things. I don't know if you have thought about it, but you can see it in the mirror here. We have this bull bar on the front of this truck, and it is primarily a item of styling to make the truck look the way it looks, but it also serves some practical functionalities. In Sweden, it is very, very, very common for truck drivers to use it. They even call it a wildlife fence. So to catch, you know, wildlife, deer and moose and reindeer, which we have on our roads, especially up north, but a deer can jump out anytime, anywhere in the entire kingdom of Sweden. But also, you can attach lights to it and the different signs they can use on a truck. So I asked them, the guys in the Facebook group, to please post pictures of where they attach these signs, those who have this particular model of bull bar. And they, you know, you only have to wait an hour and then you have 20 pictures, because they love sharing pictures of the truck. And that's kind of what I wanted to tap into with the video, because I asked them, can you like upload it? And I said, like, I'm trying to make my simulator as authentic as possible. And could you be bothered to do this for me, please? Thank you. Like, it didn't take long until a guy did. So now we got the correct number of degrees, unless as far as I was able to
Please mind the speed limit.
calculate it. and it was like I don't remember it on the top of my head. It is like something along the lines of 1450, I believe, or 1440, somewhere there. Not a full 1800 degrees, which I always felt, I always felt it was a little bit too much. So you can go from center, you can go 2 full rotations, and then about just tiny little bit more. So that's how far you can turn the wheel of a Scania NG truck. Now, as far as to why you can turn it so much, I don't know. I heard a couple different speculations that you need to be able to be more precise in a truck, and maybe, but like, it is a steering wheel. Like, you know, think back of when you're driving your car with one and a half full rotations from center to either direction. That's a lot. Like, you for sure you can be as precise as is absolutely necessarily required with one and some change full rotations from center. So I don't know, that's speculation. I don't think it's a precision thing. I think it's more to do with like what the servos are actually going to be able, be capable of doing. And you are supposed to be able, I think also to be able to turn these wheels if the servos don't work anymore. You still got to be able to turn this wheel, and it is a lot of tire with a lot of weight to turn with just your hands. And I think it's more that, like, it's the gearing of the thing to even be able to turn the wheels. I think it's more that than a precision issue, but I don't know. And I think I can only get this kind of answer from maybe a truck tech. Maybe I can get my hands on a truck tech. It'd be cool to have a guest teach me about trucks. Well, like I said, I don't know. My speculation is worth about just as much more as anyone else. But I don't think it's a precision thing. That's just me, and I am probably wrong. Because if anything, you don't want to have to turn your wheel. You want to turn your wheel as little as possible when you're driving, like this. I would want to have it, so I don't have to turn it as much.
And then continue straight on.
Feel like a driver's license test situation. You are in truck A, truck B is going to turn left, and truck C is going to go straight. Who goes first? And if you're going to crash with someone, why is it better to crash with an ambulance? It's obviously not. Best is to crash with the car who is in front of the ambulance so that you don't destroy the ambulance.
Go straight on.
It's a trick question. Man, it is good to be on the road.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Lithuania. And we are moving, as far as route can tell me, we are moving southwest. And Poznan is Poland or Germany. I think Poland. Sounds Polish. So it's probably Germany because I'm always wrong.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left. Get ready to turn right.
But one thing at the convention really, tugs my heartstrings
Turn right.
is to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When I was a young boy, that was the best thing I knew.
Get ready.
Coolest
to turn
shit
left.
ever. Especially Raphael.
Turn
And I
left.
have this really old Raphael figure that is like early generation toy from when they were marketed to Europe. Not like the super oldest, but what after that. When they got their, not the ones where they all wore red masks, but when they got their, different colors to tell them apart. And it was this guy who had a bunch of turtle stuff, and he had that one.
Turn right.
Mine's lost all his his belt and accessories, so it's all naked or whatever you want to call it. And this one just looked so cool. He had all the stuff. Wasn't too expensive, but I can't buy that stuff. I have nowhere to. I got enough stuff as it is. I used to be really big into buying figurines of things that I enjoyed. Like I had a bunch of Turtles, obviously, and then a
At
bunch
the
of alien
roundabout,
figures, Star
take the second
Wars.
exit.
Just, uh, I was
Exit
into
now.
this comic book Spawn, if you're familiar with it. I had a Spawn figurine that was pretty cool. All the kind of trinket stuff that's, it's not really useful for anything. And then I got all practical about it. I got rid of
Please watch the speed.
all my trinkets. But I kind of miss them.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now.
Just put them up for show, but at a point it becomes too much. I think maybe it's a kids thing. Like obviously all I had was like monsters and scary shit, so it took all of that away. I used to be into airsoft, but I got rid of all that, military stuff too when I got kids. I don't think I'll ever get that, I don't think I'll ever get back into it, but I have many fond memories of airsoft.
Turn left.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, it is just an insanely expensive hobby, and I'm into mountain biking, so that is insanely expensive as it is, so I can't really fit any more insanely expensive hobbies in my life, and airsoft is a lot harder to practice than mountain biking. And I know that you can do airsofting on the cheap, but I'm just not that. I just don't have the personality, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to be, all in. Oh, this is me. Heavy rain. Like, you know how the weather can affect your mood?
Keep right, and then continue straight on.
I feel like so can, we talked about this before, about how the game can
Go
affect,
straight on.
you get a sensation of the nature, you get a feel of it, you can kind of get some energy from it. It's just, the rain can, it can bring me down a little bit. Like if I'm, really into this, like I said, I forget space and time, I forget where I am, what I'm doing, what time is it, everything just goes, out of my head, so.
Go straight on.
And if it's raining a lot, like I could be like, I get a little mopey. Okay, we're going up on this overpass.
Turn left.
Oh, this is gonna be tight. It's gonna be fine, but a little tight. I can tell I don't have steering trailer. Like I said, I have rigid, I guess call it rigid wheels, non-steering wheels on the trailer. The trailer I had before was steering, a trailer with steering wheels. So if the truck turned, you know, right, as the truck started turning, the trailer wheels of the trailer started turning too, which made it, you know, take turns a little better, especially tight turns. And this one doesn't have that, so gotta take that into account going, you know, when it gets narrow. It is more fun this way though, so, and easier to park like we talked about. So we were what, in Latvia? And here we can go 90. This is the fastest the truck will go. Oh, it stopped raining. Nice. Hey look, fighter jets. I think they only have one model for a fighter jet. Here's another one. It's a Swedish Gripen. It's called in Swedish. JAS 39. Swedish made modern fighter jet. And I know the Czech Republic uses those. And maybe some other country.
Keep right, and then exit right.
So I think they kind of use that for the fighter
Exit
jet
right.
model for all countries. Nothing wrong with that, of course. It's a great fighter jet. Just a little unrealistic. There goes another one. Oh, they're just flying around in circles.
Keep left.
So maybe they're coming in to land, because if you see fighter jets fly in a circle like this, pretty tight, pretty low, normally they're doing an overhead brake landing procedure. Or so I've heard. I miss the flight sim, I really do. I used to put thousands of hours each year into it, and I got into, you know, it feels like we're going way too fast. Yeah, we are. Oh, there we go. Well, that was on me. So yeah, the flight sims, I used to, like,
Go straight on.
I'm not a programmer at all, but I used to code these almost like a game within
Please mind the speed.
in and of itself. So I could fly around and then like command our ground troops to do different stuff. Anyway, multiple hours of me learning how to code, and then they did this huge update that just broke everything. So all that time was wasted, and I was like, can't be bothered with it anymore. So I just kind of quit in anger. Still have all this stuff though. Who knows? Someday maybe I'll get back to it.
Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
It was a military flight simulator, not the civilian kind. Maybe I should get into the civilian kind. You know, my friend who I told you about, the truck driver who's not a truck driver anymore who has a lot to say about my truck driving. He's really into the civilian flight sim. Looks great. Well, for now, I'm happy with the truck, so. Dude's getting tired. We need to sleep in 2 minutes. No, sorry, 2 hours of in-game time, and we have got 1 hour and 24 minutes until we're at the rest stop. So we are good on time.
Go straight on.
And when we rest, I should go help my wife make dinner and eat something, and I'll be back. So the crackling sound thing, I think I've solved it. I hope I did, at least. But one of the downsides of the solution is that... So normally when I play this, I listen to music, except that since the music is from Spotify, I exclude it from the recording. Otherwise, I would be, sued. No, the video would just not be able to upload, I think. So, one of the downsides to the solution is, I found the reason for it was like my brand of headset with the specific recording stuff that I was doing to separate the audio causes this crackling sound in a recording. And it's like everyone's aware about it and no one is doing anything. It's either Microsoft or a Razer, the brand that creates the headphones that I'm using. Either one of them has to solve it, and I think it's right at the bottom of their, list of priorities. So, because I found like people talking about, when you found a problem that you have, and you Google it, and you find discussions about it that are like 2 years old, you're like, oh. Still no solution. So there's that. And yeah, so what I had to do is turn off the thing that separates the different audio files so that I record the game and my talking, all of that is not separated. But that means I can't have the music on. So I was like, oh, I have to like raw dog it and go, go driving without the music. Normally I listen to beautiful singing by some Swedish artists.
Go straight on. Keep left.
But all this time for this, we've been going for over an hour. Or right around an hour. I've had no music, and actually, I really like it.
Keep left.
And that's the way you hear this. Well, maybe you listen to music in the background, I don't know, but... It's actually nice just being just only the engine and the game sounds. I guess they become more pronounced, Here we go, the rest stop is coming
Get
up.
ready to turn right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Turn right. Please
Okay,
make a
this is
U-turn
where we
when
rest.
possible.
It is 17:35,
Find
so
a new route.
almost 6:30
When possible.
in
take a
game
U-turn.
time. This looks like a nice place to rest. Okay, let's get some rest. I'll get some food, and then we'll continue in a little bit. Okay, we're rested.
Time to
The
get
guy's
the job
rested.
done.
I have eaten. We got 27 minutes left to go, so let's see if we can make it before we gotta go.
Please make a U-turn when possible. Turn left. Turn right.
Let's get the window up. So we're gonna cross into Poland. ETA of in-game time is 8 hours and 25 minutes. I'm not gonna need another rest, so it's gonna be night for most of the driving. That is nice though. Like seeing the shadows and lights of the street lights, you know, as you drive underneath them.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
January is almost over, and you can tell that it's getting a little bit lighter outside, even though it's pretty slow. So in Sweden, we only get like 6 hours of daylight during the darkest parts of the winter. So sun is up now. It's up by around 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it's down by 3:30 maybe. When it's as darkest, it's like the sun is up by like 9 and it's down by 3 o'clock. And that is depressing. Just cops. Maybe you should have that horn on my work car. Just blast the cops as they're sneaking around in the garages. No. I think that'd be the last thing I ever did. Yeah, it's good to see the kids are excited about their Pokemon cards. So they have these we call it binders, where they collect their cards. You have to look at them. My son, he was a little faster than my daughter to find a
then exit right.
specific card that they both like, so he's very happy about that. About the card and the fact that he that he got it, but she didn't. They've got a little bit of sibling rivalry going on, but it is nothing major. They're most of the time they're friends and stay friendly towards each other, help each other out. It's lovely to see.
Keep left.
I didn't grow up with my sister. I have a older sister. She's 2 years older than me. We didn't grow up together. My parents did it. They were pretty absent when I was growing up. They were career and, well, alcohol focused. So they didn't really give a shit. And they did this weird thing when they divorced. I think I was like 11 or 12. When they divorced, they split me and my sister up. So I grew up with my alcoholic father, and she grew up with my mother. And I didn't think about how weird that was until I got older. Especially when I had kids myself. Like, to split these two up, that is just a weird decision. I can't wrap my head around it. I don't think I'll ever get an answer. I know I won't from my father. I still have some contact with my mother, but I'm not going to press her for it. And I don't even know if I want an answer, to be honest, because I don't think I'll ever, I don't think she can ever, explain it to me in some meaningful way. That is just the wrong thing to do. But she doesn't live very far from here. It's like 10-minute drive. We've got minimal contact. Like I said, we didn't grow up together, so we barely know each other. And there is this kind of, like, this idea that family is, like, somehow important to you. I don't feel that because, well, that was never important to my parents, so obviously they're not important to me. But yeah, my sister, so that's it's a little weird how,
Exit now.
I think both her and me feels that, the norm is to think it's important, but this is a stranger, so what, like, why? Hard thing is that my kids, they want to know why, and I don't have an answer. And I was struggling with that a little bit. Like, what do I tell my kids? Especially the older they get, the less, all-seeing I become. But they're still very young, so I am still this person in their life who's supposed to have all the answers, and obviously, I don't. So I've been struggling with, like, what to tell them when they ask me something that I can't answer. Such as, things about my family. Why are they this way and that? Why did this happen? Like, the answer is, I don't know. And also questions about, what bad things happen? Why evil exists, and why is no one doing anything? That kind of stuff. They're hard questions, but kids are notorious for asking the hardest questions. But I've come to terms with the best thing that I can do is kind of be an example to them that, it's okay to not know everything, and I'm not going to try to make up an answer just because I'm afraid of saying, that I don't know. And so far that's been working out. They're not, kids are anything but stupid. So I don't want to lie to them. But yeah, some things it's just hard to answer. Mobile home wants to pass real bad. And then hit the brakes. Classic.
At the roundabout.
Yeah, driving into the city today, I had this one guy on the road. I was in front of him when we were connecting to the highway, and for some reason he took that personal. Just had to. Huge ass Mercedes. Just, aggressively passed me, and then, moved into my lane as quick as possible, as least amount of margin, then hit his windshield wiper fluid spray things. Just child with a car. It's just so weird to me. Like, people who get worked up over traffic.
At the roundabout.
I'm glad I don't, because I'm in traffic most of the day. But, like, I see people every day upset, yelling at traffic, at other people, at me. Just, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just in the way, because I'm also in this occupying the space that they want to be in. But, like, you can't really stop existing, so, we take turns of occupying the space in front of us. But for some reason, they get all worked up. I don't think that's good. Can't be good for your health. Arrive all angry. Not that I've never been angry behind the wheel of a car, but like, at least I don't think I'm doing it systematically. But I've also worked a lot on like anger management. I used to be a lot more angry before. I think that's also like a thing I worked on with when I got kids. I had a very angry childhood. I don't want to pass that down, so I'm a lot better now at letting things just run off and not get worked up over things.
Keep right.
Because like I said, there's so much bad stuff in this life that
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
you spend your entire life focusing on those things.
Go straight on.
I'm trying to think of a saying that I heard that made a lot of sense to me. I don't really remember it word by word, but it is something along the lines of, you know, you need the strength to change the things that you can change, and the patience to like mentally deal with
on.
the things you can't, and the wisdom to tell those two apart. Like to know what you can change and what you can't.
Please watch the speed limit.
And I think that's pretty hard. But I am working on it, and it is good for me to
Go straight on.
keep that in mind. Like, there are some things, a lot of things, that you just can't change, that you may want to, but it's just out of your control. And you gotta learn to live with those things. Not let them weigh you down. Life is way too short to walk around with that kind of anchor. And instead putting that energy on the things that you are able to change. So all of that was packaged into a way more clever expression than I just did, but you get the point. You know, don't forget that.
Go straight on.
Said it's 6 o'clock on the last day of Sunday of week 4. So Monday is coming up, whole new work week. Right now I'm pretty oblivious of what's gonna go on next week, and I kind of like to keep it that way. Or else I'll just end up spending too much of my Sunday to worry about Monday. I got the whole of Monday to worry about Monday.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Exit now.
Yes, that's also a thing that has to do with my childhood. Like, I don't want to focus too much on work. I want to focus on my kids. I want to focus on my wife, and I want to focus on me. Like, that's the family. That's important. Work is not. Hopefully, I'll be the first person on his deathbed to wish that I would have worried about work a little bit more. But I don't think that's going to be me.
Turn right.
So earlier, before I started recording this, I downloaded a mod that was like winter. Because I was thinking, since it's winter outside, it could be fun to have winter in game, but man, it was not. Because I wanna escape to the summer, you know, not more. I want to have less winter, not more. But we'll see. They were also talking, like, the developers of the game. They're constantly working on the game, so they're constantly adding new things, which I think is just amazing that this is such a labor of love. It just keeps going.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
I really admire that about them. But yeah, so they said that they might, you know, sometime in the far future, we might see seasons. That'd be cool. I mean, they can do it with mods, so what little I know of programming a game like this shouldn't be a problem. 10 minutes left of real world time. So 3 hours of game time. And that'll be it for week 4. It wasn't at all as much as I would have wanted to, but that's life, isn't it?
Go straight on.
Roads have been a lot more choppy in Poland than other countries. I don't know, like I said before, I don't know if it's a mod thing or if the developers just didn't want to make bad roads anymore. I don't know. Man, imagine having the sun up at 5 in the morning. It's coming. It's gonna be great. Because on the flip side of the darkness is that in the summer it never gets dark. So we get all our light for half the year and then we get no light for, for the other half of the year.
Get ready to turn left.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Turn left.
I'm not even gonna try with this one. We'd have to stop the truck if I were gonna pronounce this.
Please watch the speed limit. Go straight on.
Try to understand what the ad is about. I have no clue, man. You tell me. Really gotta hold on to the steering wheel, especially when accelerating. You can see it moving, like it's reacting to the, I suppose, the engine pushing the
Caution.
rear
Please mind the
rear
speed limit.
wheels, lifting the front wheels a little bit, especially since there's cargo on the rear wheels of the truck. Because like when I accelerate, the
Go straight on.
wheel wants to kind of live its own life, so you gotta be hands-on with it.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit. Caution. Please mind the speed
You can see the destination on the GPS. We're almost there. It says ETA 30 seconds.
Get ready to turn right.
Early morning
Turn right.
log delivery. Okay, entering the yard, we're gonna put the
Finally,
beacons
you're
on.
here.
And then we're gonna raise the suspension. And we're gonna bring the forwardmost wheel of the trailer up. So that, yeah, all talking behind me. So that we can maneuver it a little bit better. The truck has got 3 axles. So as you can see, it's got 2 back wheels, and the front of the 2 back wheels turns with the steering wheel. And that's pretty cool. This wheel is like super jerky, like when I drive over the mess that they have here. So really gotta hold on to it. Oh look, this looks exactly like next week's cargo, the flatbed trailer here that has the, well, almost, that looks a little more like planks, but next week is going to look something like that. It's wooden beams, so thicker pieces of wood, but on a flatbed trailer like that. Okay, let's back it up. Oh, a little crooked. Straighten this out. There we go. I'm happy with it. Okay, let's unload it and take a look at some stats. Okay, stats are 1,317 kilometers, 28.7 out of 100. Fuel economy, that's good. I'm happy with that. No damage, 1 hour and 6 minutes, so it's longer than estimated, and I think the distance is a little longer than estimated too. From Rezekne to Poznan. I don't know how to pronounce that N though. Beautiful Scania S, my darling. Oh, here, planned 1,062, so we went way longer. I don't know why. $22,610 credits. Taxes, 3,391. Other costs, that's the fine. Speed camera. And I lose half a point for that. Fuel cost, 594. And then revenue is 18,084 credits. So I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at the rating. 4 out of 5 total. Damage was 5 out of 5. Distance, 5 out of 5. So that's good. We went, I guess, I would assume it's when it's over 1,000 kilometers, it'll give me 5 stars. Fines, 4 out of 5, of course. Fuel economy, 5 out of 5. Mass is 3 out of 5. That's out of our control, unfortunately. But overall, yeah, happy with the stats. So yeah, that was it for week 4. That was it for today. That was it for the logging. That was it. Next week is I'm pretty sure it's wooden beams. and hopefully I can do some trucking early next week. I would like that. Anyway, thank you for taking the time, and take care of yourself. See you around.